This is the Black Creative Handbook with your host, Kassandra Gordon, and I'm here with... What's your name?
Babszie Giwa. Babszie Giwa.
Okay, can you say that again so I can hear it properly phonetically?
Babszie Giwa.
I hear you. Okay, third time lucky. I got you. All right. Tell us about yourself.
Oh, okay. So I am Babszie Giwa. I'm 25. I am a content creator. I love sports. I played sports since I was young. I love meeting new people. I love to travel, and I love really helping people. So yeah.
I hear you, because I think on this podcast, I've been on your podcast, thank you very much, and we'll talk about that shortly, but I just feel like you have this kind of nurturing, you just want to help people get along, and that caring thing, and I get that vibe, and I feel like those are the people this community, the BCH community, want to be around, so thank you for that. So as always, we do our quick fire questions before we get into the soul about the content you produce, because we've got to give these content creators, we've got to give these podcasters love, because you know podcasting is the future, and this is one of the few kind of mediums where you can do something else. You can probably write an essay, do your house cleaning, you can probably still work and still listen to this content, and you can really influence people and really concentrate and influence people, and help to improve lives. And I think that's what you're trying to do with your content, and I really identify with that. Okay, so quick fire questions coming up. I'm gonna get some sound effects, because I feel I need some sound effects in this podcast. I'm telling you. So I'm doing some pseudo ones with my mouth, like choo-choo. I don't know. Pew pew. That's what I wanted to pew pew. Okay. So do you like a Kindle or ebook, or do you like a real book? Which one and why?
I'll probably say a Kindle, because a Kindle, because it's a lot easier to digest information. I think reading a book is fine for me, but I think that sort of is a bit harder to really retain information, whereas with a Kindle it's easier. So yeah, Kindle.
Okay, I hear you. Do you like the letter E or the letter Y more?
Repeat that for me.
Do you like this is the alphabet? Ask some random question. Do you like the letter E? E for elephant, or do you like the letter Y for yo-yo more? Which one?
Oh, I'll probably say Y for yo-yo. Yeah.
Why?
I didn't know. I just like Y, like the letter Y, and how I see it, and yeah, I just think it's a bit more funkier than.
Okay. Day or night? Which one?
Oh, day for me.
Why?
Because there's the sunshine, the sky's out. There's you can go out. There's more stuff you can do in the daytime than the nighttime for me, I feel.
Do you like Manchester or Birmingham?
I'd probably say Birmingham, because I haven't been to Manchester yet. But Birmingham. So I lived not too far away from Birmingham in uni for 3 years. So
where did you go? Where did you go?
Huh? I went to a uni in Wolverhampton, in the Midlands. Yeah.
And what did you do?
That's not too far from Birmingham. Is maybe like 5 minutes away. So yeah.
And what did you do though at Wolverhampton? What did you do at uni? What did you do at university?
I did sports science in uni. Yeah.
Sports, yeah. Sports, hey. Okay. I see you with the sports. Okay. Do you like toast or cereal?
That's a hard question. I'll probably say cereal. Yeah, cereal. Yeah, cereal.
Milk first or cereal first in the bowl?
Uh, uh, cereal first. Me.
Okay, I hear you. Okay,
Yeah.
so now we're here. So I just want to get it right. Your podcast name, is it Last Word with?
With Babs.
Last Words with Babs. Okay, so tell us, why did you feel the need in this podcasting world to create a podcast?
Um. Okay, that's an interesting question. So the reason why I started podcasting was basically, long story cut short, I basically, when I was younger, or a child, I had speech issues, and I had like a lack of self-esteem in myself when I was younger. So there was no platform or place for me to really show who I was um as a person. So basically, trying to find ways to really share who I am and other stuff was really tricky for me. So I then managed to just stumble upon creating creating stuff on online. And so I started doing that, and then I think maybe my first or second year of uni, I just thought, okay, let's try to like get a bigger reach and help more people. And so I thought, why not start a podcast? So I started podcasting in my second year of uni, and I that was a way of me really sharing my story, sharing my speeches, and who I was on my journey, and really helping people through that. And then seeing how it grew, how the numbers grew, and how many people was being inspired by it, really helped me to really sort of continue doing it. And and yeah, so that's basically how I started it, and seeing how many people have been inspired by me podcasting to actually start doing one themselves has really been a blessing to me, and really um, really made me feel that the journey that I've been on and I'm on now is really really for a purpose, and is really helping people, and really sort of touching lives as well. So yeah, that's basically how I sort of started doing it.
I hear you. Thank you for sharing that. You made me reflect about my own life, because when I was little, not little, but when I was a child, I had really bad like stammer, or I had speech, I had to go speech therapy and stuff. I don't know how I got over it. I don't know how, but well, there's some things and techniques I still use now, but it's just it's not easy, especially because kids can be cruel if they don't understand you. It's like I'm just trying to get my words across. So yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
saying that. I was just reflecting from what you're saying, because people don't always give it that awareness, and how hard it is, especially I'm talking for myself. If I get upset or something, words are really hard to come out. I find it really
Yeah.
frustrating, when I'm really, really upset. So yeah, thank you for really sharing that, and just, so do you think this podcast has helped you with your confidence of like speaking about yourself, or speaking without
Yeah.
judgment, and not getting flustered? For me, and talk about myself, not getting flustered of saying certain words and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's really helped me a lot. It's really helped me to get more like confident with who I am, and also helped me to sort of want to get into public speaking, more at events and at the venue, to really inspire people and share my journey more as well. So yeah, there's been a lot of opportunities that really come from it as well. So yeah, it's really been a thing that I've been blessed to be able to do, and to really share and help people with. So yeah.
Cool. So tell us more about the public speaking. Like when you do gigs or do stuff, how do you do your public speaking?
Yeah, that's no, that's one thing that so I'm trying to get into like places where I can sort of like speak more, because at events or these like venues or whatever. I'm trying to, because doing the podcast, it really helps me to really get to know my sort of voice and who I am and the story that I have. So I think doing the speaking publicly really helped me to really share it to more people, and also also to help more people through that. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm trying to like get into, or find a way of sort of getting into that as well. So yeah.
Understood. Have you heard about Toastmasters? Do you know Toastmasters?
Yeah.
Have you been to a Toastmasters event?
Not yet. So I was doing a bit of research into it when I was sort of trying to look into get into public speaking. I think like last year or 2 years ago, whatever. I was also trying to look into where I can do it, and yeah. So that's what the Toastmasters. I think during that time I didn't have as much time to be able to like really sort of commit into doing it, but I think that's one thing that I can sort of do as well as what I'm doing as well. So
Yeah, I say this. I don't go to it anymore, but it really helped me as a Toastmaster. And there was morning ones. You said you're a day person, I think. You said you're not a person or day person. I can't remember. Which one did you say you were? Day person. So I'm a very early bird. So in London, there's a 7 o'clock in the morning speaking club. And so before you go work or whatever, you could just go to that. Anyway, I'll give you the details. Anyway, but the point is, like, yeah, it just helped. Right. It helped me. But yeah, well, you're a good speaker, so okay, and content creator. Okay, so in your content, which I've listened to, you looked at lifestyle content, you do blogging, you talk about how to improve people's lives. Why do you think through podcasting is so important to help people and improve people's lives?
Yeah, I think it's really a way of I think with like creating like normal video content, I think you see it through your eyes visually. But I think the great thing about podcasting is you can listen to a podcast wherever you are, whatever you're doing. You don't have to be at a certain place or a certain mood to be able to see a podcast or hear it as well. You can, and there's like a real big trend, I guess, in podcasting. People wanting to do it, to really share their point of view, or really build their brand and really help people through like hearing the stories and hearing the topics. So I think that's the reason why I think podcasting is a really great platform to be able to share your journey, share who you are, and really help people through a different sort of platform than, I guess, doing a YouTube or different stuff like that as well. It's just a bit different as well. So yeah.
Tell me one best tip for you to prepare for an episode or prepare for a video for your content.
Yeah. Well, my thing is like planning. So I sort of like to plan what I'm gonna speak about, or to an extent, or plan the guest I'm gonna have on, and what we're gonna talk about, or what their niche is, or the skills it is, and I try to use that as a gauge to be able to know what I can speak on, or what I'm going to speak on. And then in terms of like video content, I try to have like a bit of a plan as well, but not a massive like writing stuff. I just have a plan of what I'm going to talk about or on a day. But then if I'm being really honest, I plan maybe 50%. The rest of it, I sort of wing it or like. But I think the general consensus is that I sort of like to have at least an idea of what I'm going to speak on, or of a topic I'm going to talk on the podcast, or on video content as well. So yeah, plan.
How do you know? What is the thing what you notice when you've done a good podcast episode?
What's that?
What is the thing that you have noticed after when you've done a good podcast episode?
Oh, I think obviously the numbers helps you to have like a visual aid of how the podcast did. But I think also just the reaction from people, or the reaction from my guests, and if they enjoy the podcast and they enjoyed what we spoke on, then for me personally, that's been a good podcast episode. Um, so yeah, for me, just the guests are enjoying it and really sort of getting um a good feel a good feel for the podcast would really would really help me have like a smile as well. So yeah, that for me is like a big gauge.
If someone came up to you and said, "Hey, Babs, I want to do a podcast," what is the number one thing you'd tell them to be aware of?
Okay. One thing that I'd say is to have a plan of why you want to do the podcast. So have your why, and also be patient. And the results won't come straight away. They may take a few months or a year before you start to gain real traction from it. So have that long term view of where you want to go. And and yeah, so have the long term goal of where you see it being, and yeah, and just have your why be my two. Yeah.
That's really good advice. What to you is good podcast guest etiquette? What is good podcast guest etiquette, if I can say the word? Don't know why I found it hard. Basically, if you're a guest on someone's podcast, what is the good etiquette things to do? What makes you a really good podcast guest? Mr. Guest, Mr. Babs.
Oh, okay. I'd say sticking to the podcast host maybe like vision for what they see the podcasts being, and maybe just sort of having some fun with it, being upbeat, having a good sort of vibe as well, and just really show that you want to be on podcast and you have something great to sort of give and share. So yeah.
Thank you. I have another podcast question, since you're the podcast king around here in these podcast streets. How do you market your podcast? How do you spread the awareness so more people can hear about you? What are good tips around that? Because I'm finding it hard. I'm putting in the hours. I'm trying to listen to you. I'm trying to have the patience of it's grown week by week. But how do you have that patience for that long-term view? Like, how do you market? How do you push your podcast in the streets? Tell me all the secret sauce. Thank you. Help me.
All right, cool. So I think one thing that I used to do before that I don't really tend to do anymore is I used to share it on multiple platforms. So like all my platforms, so Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, and anywhere. But now I've sort of realized that now I only really share it to really like one or two platforms, because I think sharing it to multiple, though it can be good, I think because some of my like friends and my followers on Instagram are also in my WhatsApp. when I'm sharing it, it's like they will see the same content. So I try to maybe have one or two that I share it to get the podcast out there. But also I've got people in my podcast community who sort of see it as well. So I try now to have a limited uh targeted reach. So it's not as much as I was doing before. But also keep it to my core audience as well, so that they know that they're getting a great sort of podcast as well. So yeah.
Okay, so last word with Babs, the podcast which you host and create. Who is your core audience? If you can sum it up, your audience in one sentence, who are they?
Okay, so they are lifestyle people. So I've seen their the podcast data, and sort of see how many people are listening to it from where they are and who they are, and I've managed to see a lot of people that in their 20s, 30s, get the most people who sort of um see the podcast and really sort of like it. So I think lifestyle people who are trying to find ways to better themselves and find ways to really get more wisdom and knowledge about certain topics or about certain things that's happening in life in general. So yeah, that's my core people, I think.
Okay, understood. So we usually finish the podcast of thinking about what is the best thing someone said about your content or testimonial. Would you like to share with us?
Yeah, sure. I think one of the best ones I think has been when I've got feedback from a fellow podcaster who's doing really well in the game, and she was sort of telling me, she was sort of giving me some feedback on my podcast, sort of seeing how I was doing and stuff, and any sort of tips for me. And so she really liked the podcast, like the sound of it, like how it was formatted and everything else, and that really inspired me. That okay, somebody in the same sort of sector and world as me really enjoyed and really sort of found value in what I was talking about as well. So seeing people who get something from the podcast and really engage with it are really people who I really love to sort of have around me. So yeah.
Okay. Sounds really good. It sounds like it's such a nice thing, because sometimes you're speaking into a microphone, you're not seeing people. This is great because we get to interact. And you're just like, is anyone seeing this? No one listening? But I think, you know what I mean? So it's good to get that feedback and, people to really appreciate what you do, because it's not easy. And the consistency, doing it week on week. And I don't know how, I forgot how it's weekly. But yeah, it's just, so yeah, it's really good to get that feedback. So in the manner of feedback of this podcast, people are listening, please connect with us and give feedback and, positive reviews, 5-star, prefer, on our platforms. That would be really, really amazing. How can we get in contact with you and your content?
Okay, cool. So you can follow me on my on the gram at Christian at Movemaker, and my Snapchat is IOGG at 20. YouTube is Babszie Giwa, so BABSZIEGIWA. LinkedIn, Babs Giwa, and yeah. Oh yeah, and my podcast, obviously, last words Babs. You can follow me there.
We'll put it all in the lovely show notes. Okay, we got it. Oh, I'm so grateful that you came and just telling us about podcast life. As I said, we've got to support our fellow podcasters in these streets. I do Black Creative Handbook for, the creatives out there. you know, and we're trying to buck some trends, you know, supporting other Black creators doing their thing in this life. You know, not always endorsed by brands yet. I'm putting out there. I'm manifesting. I don't know if you in other podcasts are like, I'm trying to get an Apple sponsorship. If you can help me,
trust me.
I don't know why my PC's not Apple, but my phone is Apple. I just feel there's some synergy between me and Apple. Let me have a bite of the Apple and the Apple sponsorship life. So, you know, who knows? But no, I really enjoyed talking to you. So I hope everyone checks out his podcast about improving your life and helping people and lifestyle content. Just support, man. Just support, because we're in these streets creating, and you know, it's all about life is about creativity. If it's not, it'll just be dull and horrible. And we add some color and spice to your life. So this is the Black Creative Handbook with your host Kassandra Gordon, and we have Babs as well. So thank you, and talk to you next week.